understood it, and I really, grasped what they were saying, because as a student, you have to make use of all the means available. There are a lot of videos online, a lot of questions online, a lot of even interactive platforms where there will be someone you can ask questions and the person will answer. So in this age, if you don't understand a thing in class and you don't go back, and there's always Wi-Fi available at Trafalgar. So if you don't do well, in a way, it's your fault, because all the resources available to make you a good student are there. You just have to sit down and realize what works for you. And one thing I also realized as a student was that not every study techniques works for you. In class, I used to write a lot. So people used to tease me. If you open my notebook, there's red pen, there's blue pen, I've circled, I've underlined, there's black pen, different colors in my notebook. Now, for some of you, it doesn't work that way. One day, a lecturer came to our class and said, "Why are we writing? Nobody should write. Everybody sit down, just listen and understand. When you go back, go and make your notes." So I attempted it. He thought I didn't write anything. I listened, I understood. When I went back to make notes, I didn't remember anything. So I realized that, no, that one doesn't work for me. So my own is to sit and write. So I'll sit and write. For some of you, you have to sit, grasp the concepts, go back and read. Find what works for you and stick to it. And stick to when you find what works for you. Don't say, okay, this person studies this way. Try all the means you can try. But then the one that works for you, stick with it and see it through to the very end. All right? And you also have to understand that it's not a one-man game. You can't make yourself, the all-knowing person in your class. All right, there are some people who can't be taught. There are some people who you can't even discuss something, because once you start discussing, the person will not understand, and then it's as if he knows best. You can't do that, and then be a good student, because sometimes what you hear from one or two people add up to what you already know. Please, do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. So and as much as you can, interact with people. Always find people to discuss questions with, and then people to break down things to you, and then you realize that it will really go a long way to help you. So yes, small changes. As a student, always remember why you are here. Always remember why you are here. In as much as you'll be involved in a lot of extracurricular activities, never lose sight of your focus. Never lose sight of your focus. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to achieve. And then work for it. Go after it, and you surely come to your big change. And then also, I don't know about most students, but one thing I also realized that really worked for me was past questions. Always having past questions at hand. I really wish I could come and talk about, Africa and all these technological things, but I don't know about that. But this is what I know. And then I've not even started practicing as a doctor. So it's like we've completed school many months ago, and then we are unemployed currently. So even though people will see you and they'll call you doctor, yes doctor, it's true, yes doctor, but doctor without a job, doctor without a pay. So there's not much I can tell you. But then this is the little I know. All right, I just want to encourage you. Now, this thing really got to me. There was a guy in my class, and then he went to the senior high, senior high. I never heard it before. Do you understand? But even the thought that somebody can come from that school and even make it to medical school shows you that your future you should not allow your future to be defined by your past. All right, some of you, your school wasn't well known, your school wasn't good and all that, but you find yourself here. Strive. All the things you need to make it are available over here. Do the best. And also one very thing that find out those ahead of you. How far they've gone. You're a physiotherapy student, you're a nursing student, you're a midwifery student. You have those ahead of you, level 300, level 400. And you have an IA, and you've not asked them that, oh, this teacher, his IA, what came last year? Then I don't know what you are doing. You sit there, you read all your slides, but probably that lecturer doesn't even ask questions from slides. So you have those ahead of you, interact with them, talk to them. Find out those you can click with, ask questions, and then they will take you down the way. The Bible says that you should ask for the paths that have been trodden by your forefathers. So just, mostly you realize that if science is built on knowledge that had been previously discovered, all right, right now people are doing eye surgery with robots and all those things. They are not now discovering the optic nerve and the nerve that passes here, because that one was done already. So they just build on that one and move forward. If you have someone ahead of you, speak to the person. How did you do this? How do you do that? Then build on that. But you're also now going to start from the bottom and then try and then struggle up. There are always those ahead of you that you can learn from. Why struggle? There's somebody at level 300, there's somebody level 400. She has passed the same exams you passed. She has passed all the things she passed through. Speak to the person, interact with the person, and then that person will also help you move forward. Big changes through the little acts. Big changes to the little acts. Your mindsets, interacting with those ahead of you, your group studies, not being proud. Not being proud that you know everything. Interact with those around you. And then maximize your time as a student, all right? Maximize your time as a student. For some of you, learning at night works best for you. For some of you, learning at dawn works best for you. Notice the time that it works, but maybe at night, dear, it wasn't working. But I mean, you sit here, you do some, but then, Charlie, you have to fight. So sometimes you come with coffee, you come with tea, you put your leg in water, and you come here. And sometimes you come to the auditorium, people are studying everywhere. Then you will be in the middle, you are with your laptop, their head is going like this, your head is going like this, their head is going like this. But Charlie, what do you do? Do you understand? So I'm just encouraging you that find what works for you, stick to it, follow it to the maximum conclusion. And then interact with people, solve questions with people, and then, and that's it. You make it. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Morton. A quick one. Let me just ask your question here. You've achieved so much. 8 awards during graduation. I'm not sure I'll get an award during my own. But how do you stay so humble even after achieving so much in terms of your academics and all of those things? What keeps you humble? What keeps you grounded?
Hey, this question. Okay, I once heard someone say that if they ask you that, are you humble? And you say yes, it means you are proud. Always have in your mind that you have an element of pride in you, and always be working to be humble. If you already have in your mind that I'm humble, you will not work towards it, and you always accept that you're humble. Always have it in your mind that as I'm walking around, I have an element of pride in me. One example is, as a lady and you're a doctor, if a guy is coming to propose to you, already now you are sizing up the guy. Obviously, a male nurse, it's be very difficult for a male nurse to come and propose to a female. This is just on the side, I beg you. Yes. But please, the male nurses, if you have a girl that's, like Charlie, pursue, it works. So, there's an element of pride in everyone. So I always have that at the back of my mind that I have an element of pride in me. So just make a conscious effort that I'm always working on it, and I'm also always praying for humility. And then I think that's it.
All right. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause.